will start. When we talk about Ayurveda, Ayurveda consists of two words, Ayu plus Veda. Ayu means the life, Veda means the science of life. When we put together here, it emphasizes on the Ayu. Ayu doesn't means the age only. We always think कि हमारी कितनी उम्र है, हम कितने साल जिएंगे, but Ayurveda has described age in a different way. The age is not only related to the longevity of our life, it is also what we are doing for the mankind. As we know, in our ancient history, there are the four Vedas, Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved and Athar Ved. From the Athar Ved, Ayurveda has been derived 5000 years ago. So it is a very ancient and oldest medicine which we can understand. It based on the Indian fundamental science called Darshan. Darshan Shastra is a philosophy, a system of philosophy. The basic concept of Ayurveda and the Darshan Shastra is the same, that is the Dukh Nivrati, कि to end the unhappiness. हम कैसे अपनी unhappiness को खत्म कर सकते हैं? अगर हमारा शरीर healthy है, स्वस्थ है. That is why the main purpose of Ayurveda is to protect the health of a healthy person. It emphasizes more on the prevention. And then the second aspect is, if because of any reason, if disease occurs in the body, we have to eliminate or we remove the disease by removing its cause and treating with the help of the medicines. So the ultimate purpose is to attain the proper health. Here the health doesn't means only the physical health. जितना शारीरिक स्वास्थ्य हमारे लिए उपयोगी है, उससे बढ़कर हमारा मानसिक स्वास्थ्य का होना बहुत जरूरी है. If our mental health is all right, we can really fight with the different types of difficult diseases and the difficult circumstances. So both are important, the mental as well as the physical health. This health of a person can be obtained according to the Acharya Charak Chatur Purusharth. So how you can attain the health? Through the Chatur Purusharth. It is the fourth Purusharth, that is the Dharam. Dharam means the right action. Here the Dharam doesn't mean the religion, कि हम किस कास्ट से belong करते हैं, क्या हम हिंदू हैं कि मुस्लिम हैं कि सिख हैं कि ईसाई. It is only the activity, the virtuous act of ourselves, the right action. The earth, everybody knows, because how the health is important, same as the wealth. But how you are earning this wealth? The God has given us an intellect. हमें बुद्धि दी है ना भगवान ने, कि हमें किस तरह से उस धन को कमाना है. क्या हम अच्छे कर्मों से उस धन को कमा रहे हैं या बुरे कर्मों से हम उस धन को कमा रहे हैं. सो इट ऑल डिपेंड्स द अर्थ, बिकॉज जैसे हम कर्म करते हैं उसी तरह से हमारी मानसिक स्थिति बनती है, और जब मानसिक स्थिति बनती है तो उसी तरह से हमारे फिजिकल एलिमेंट्स भी आते हैं. देन द कामा डजंट मीन्स द सेक्स, द डिजायर ऑफ द सेक्स. इट इज द ग्रेटिफिकेशन ऑफ द डिजायर और द पॉजिटिव डिजायर, द पॉजिटिव थॉट्स इन आवर माइंड. And when dharma, arth, kama is attained, then we can have a moksha, the final emancipation, which goes through the spiritual way. So this Chatur Purusharth is the thing which helps in attaining our goal of swasthya, and it is really very clarified in the Ayurveda. And these the roga are the diseases which produces the great obstacle in achieving these kinds of the goals. To attain these goals, Ayurveda has described another 3 major pillars. The Ahar diet. Whenever you go to the Ayurvedic physician, सभी लोग बोलते हैं, डॉक्टर साहब आपने ये दवाई तो लिख दी है, लेकिन इसमें हमें खाने में क्या क्या परहेज करना है. So Ahar is a very big concept and big chapter in the Ayurvedic test. The second comes the Vihara, the lifestyle, how we are living day to day life. Then the Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is a code of conduct where they give about certain disciplines, कि there are certain urges, there are certain vegas which should be controlled and which should not be controlled. क्या होता है कि हम जैसे कहीं किसी मीटिंग में बैठे हैं और अभी हमें छींक आई है, तो हम एकदम से उस छींक को रोकने की कोशिश करते हैं. But this vague, the sneezing act should not be stopped. Like these are the different types of urges. Like if you have a tears in your eyes, or you want to go for the urination, you have a vomiting sensation. So these are the different 13 types of urges which should not be controlled, but there are certain urges which should be controlled properly, like the ego, ahankar, and different types of jealousy, different types of stress. It should be controlled. That is called the brahmacharya. Apart from these three pillars, there is a one sub pillar, that is the nidra, the sleep, which is also plays a very important role to maintaining the good health. Now we talk about the ahar. How we can select the food when we are eating. Everybody is different. Everybody is staying in a different type of conditions, but we have to understand a different 8 principles of Ayurveda, which tells us about the selection of the food, that we known as the Ashtvidhi Visheshayatan. How to select? So to select the food, there are 8 different factors. First is the Prakriti, the natural quality of the food. What is the natural quality? तो हम कहाँ रहते हैं उसके accordingly we have to eat the ठंडा food or the garam food. Then what is the quality? Actual quality, whether it doesn't contain any kind of worms, it is not a rotten food. So that Prakriti one should know to select the food, number one. The second is the Karan, the processing of the food. Now when we talk about the processing of the food, it is how we are processing, means what kind of fire. क्या इस खाने को बनाने के लिए हमें धीमी आंच चाहिए कि गर्म आंच चाहिए? So we should know. Then the third is the Sam Yoga, combination of the substances. How to combine a different food particles or the items to make a one combination. For example, the milk and salt should not be combined, which we call it as a Virodhi Kahar, because their qualities, their action is different. Namak should not be taken with the milk. Like that, honey should not be never be boiled. We can put in the warm milk or warm water honey, but never boiled with the water or with the milk. So there is a lots of example is given where the food can be combined, where it should not be combined. Then comes the Rashi, the quantity of food. Quantity of the food is decided according to the appetite of a person. If you are hungry, you can eat little more. If you are not hungry, please don't eat. आयुर्वेदा में बोला है कि अपने कोष्ठ मतलब स्टमक की क्वांटिटी के हिसाब से अपने भोजन को करिए और उसमें 1/4 पार्ट को हमेशा खाली छोड़िए. और एक दूसरा भी एक इसमें जनरलाइज्ड एक प्रमाण या क्वांटिटी बताई गई है. इट इज अ 1 अंजलि प्रमाण. मीन्स अंजलि whatever we are offering to the God, जो हमारी एक मुट्ठी में खाना आता है, that is the 60 ml or 60 gram of food should be eaten in one meal. Then the fifth comes at the desh, place where the food is grown or cultivated. Why the oranges from the Nagpur are very good? Why the apples from the Kashmir is very good? And the whatever the medicines we grow, we always say जो हिमालय में उगती है ना औषधि वो सबसे अच्छी है, because it depends upon the soil where it is cultivated and harvesting. So the climate and the soil plays a very important role to make the food in a very healthy state. Then the sixth is the Kala, the time of intake of food, at what time we are taking, whether it is in the daytime, whether it is the lunch time or the night. It is a very big saying कि सुबह का नाश्ता करिए राजा के समान, दोपहर का खाना खाइए मंत्री के समान और रात का खाना खाइए एक नौकर के समान, like a servant, a small meal, because in the night it is very difficult to digest the food and all the fermented things like the whatever the dosa, idli, curd, it should be taken in the daytime. Never take the fermented things in the night time because it creates lots of diseases. The seventh is the Upyog Sanstha, the rules of taking the food. The food should be taken in a very comfortable manner, in a silent atmosphere with a great hygiene. Then eighth is the Upyogta, the person who is eating the food. It should be taken care. What is the age of that person? Is it a healthy person or it is an unhealthy person? So depending upon their age, depending upon their condition of the health, depending upon any kind of disease if they are suffering from, the person should decide of eating the food. So these are the 8 principles which the Ayurveda has described. Then we come to the very important part to be played by the Ayurveda, the Vihara, the way of living. Here the way of living is the lifestyle how we are living day to day our life. So they have emphasized upon the दिनचर्या and the ऋतुचर्या. दिनचर्या मतलब सुबह उठने से लेकर रात तक हम जो काम करते हैं उसके भी एक नियम है, प्रिंसिपल्स हैं. ऐसे ही हर सीजन के अकॉर्डिंगली हमारा हर खाने का चीज, हर चीज हमारी अलग अलग है. इसमें उन्होंने इतना अच्छा एम्फेसाइज करा है कि सुबह उठिए, ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में उठिए, फिर अपने सबसे पहले दातुन का इस्तेमाल कीजिए. लाइक यू हैव टू ब्रश योर टीथ, देन यू हैव टू टेक अ बाथ. व्हाइल टेकिंग द बाथ, बिफोर दैट यू शुड abhyang or put the oil all over the body. While taking the bath, you put the oil or lubricate your orifice. What are the orifice? Like the nostrils, ears, and the nabi, the umbilicus. Then they have just given the how to wear the clothes. So according to the season, according to the place where you are staying, you should wear the clothes according to that. Then using the perfumes, कि अपना उस वक्त फूलों का इस्तेमाल ज्यादा होता था, पर अभी हम आर्टिफिशियल परफ्यूम्स लगाते हैं. यूजिंग द परफ्यूम्स ऑल्सो प्लेज अ इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल टू कीप द पर्सन हेल्दी. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, the Ayurveda has emphasized on the meditation and yoga. Yoga is not only the asanas, like whatever the exercises which we are doing it, whatever the asanas which we are doing, it should be done in the morning time when you are empty stomach, not in the evening. So yoga has 8 limbs. One is the yama, how to make your behavior very good. It has a 5 restraints. A spiritual aspirant must be to aware of non-violence. हमें किसी से लड़ना नहीं है, झगड़ना नहीं है, हमें ट्रूथफुल रहना है. वी शुड बी सच्चा, ऑनेस्टी, कंटिनेंस एंड नॉन पोसेशन. हमें किसी चीज की इच्छा नहीं होनी चाहिए. सो दैट इज द थिंग वी हाउ वी कैन कंट्रोल आवर मना. सो दैट इज द मन विच वी कैन कंट्रोल थ्रू द यमा. That is the one limb of the yoga. The second limb is the niyama. Niyama means the different types of rules when we have to do the yoga, or when we are different types of living conditions, when we want to live a healthy life. So niyama, it has the 5 observances. One is the to keep yourself cleanliness, contentment, self-study, try to understand yourself. Tapas, heating up means kundali ka jagran karna, and surrender to a higher spiritual things. Whatever the things we are surrendering ourselves to the God. So that is the niyama. The third comes the asana. Asana are the basic things which we are doing, and we are talking about the yoga. So these are the physical and postural exercises. Asanas are also very important. Like for a healthy person, they can do each and every kind of asanas. But for the unhealthy persons, there are restricted asanas or the different exercises. The fourth limb is the pranayama. Pran means something, a vital force, and yama means to control the vital force or control the breath, is known as the pranayama. It operates through the 3 processes, like the one is the purak, inspiration. Rechak is the expiration of our breath, and the kumbhak, which is the main important. The fifth is the pratyahara. The pratyahara, dharana and dhyan. It is the 3 steps to go towards the samadhi. Pratyahara means withdrawal of senses from the external information. अपने आप को सारी पीछे जितनी भी सारी जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन है उन सब से अलग थलग कर लेना. तो then we come towards the concentration. That is called the dharana. Concentration means entering a particular thought for a particular period of time. Dhyana, the meditation, where mind starts to flow to the point of attachment continuously for a long period of time without any effort. So we as a human being, we are able to do up to 7 steps of yoga till the dhyana. Samadhi is a something which is very tough. You can say it is done by the supreme or with the different types of the spiritual people who has really something in it. Because in the samadhi you can really release your soul from the body. Ayurveda, as we all knows, it is a very oldest, and it is derived by the god, the Lord Dhanvantari, at the time of churning of Amrit, where we had the 3 disciples, the Charak, the father of medicine, and Sushruta, the father of surgery. Vagbhat, the 3rd disciple, who has also done a very great work, written about the pathophysiology of the disease. We call it as a samprapti. कि कैसे एक बीमारी किस तरह से दोषों से अलग अलग करके किस तरह से पैदा होती है। Here there are the 8 branches of Ayurveda. It is absolutely 100% scientific approach. It is the Ashtanga Ayurveda which the Ayurvedic people has given the 8 branches. That is why it is called the mother of all healing system. It has the pediatrics मतलब बाल रोग, बच्चों के बारे में यहाँ पर जो बताया गया है, it is up to the age of 15 to 16 years. Then gynecology and obstetrics is combined together, जहाँ पर स्त्री रोग भी और प्रसूति तंत्र दोनों को कंबाइन करा गया, अलग अलग नहीं बताया गया. ऑप्थेल्मोलॉजी अबाउट द आई, जीरियाट्रिक बिकॉज दे हैड गिवन अ वृद्ध लोगों के बारे में बहुत अच्छा, इसमें किस तरह से उनकी सेवा करनी है, किस तरह से उनके शरीर का ध्यान रखना है. सो दे हैड गिवन अ वेरी बिग सब्जेक्ट अबाउट द जीरियाट्रिक्स. ईएनटी, ईयर नोज थ्रोट. टॉक्सिकोलॉजी इज अबाउट द विष चिकित्सा, कि किसी भी तरह का पॉइजन, जैसे कि अगर जंगली पौधों से भी विष हो जाता है और कई सांप के काटने से भी किसी को विष हो जाता है, तो उसके बारे में भी दे हैव गिवन अ ग्रेट डिफाइंड अबाउट द थिंग्स. देन दे हैड गिवन अबाउट द जनरल मेडिसिन. General medicine is called as the Kaya Chikitsa, where we go about the day to day, what are the different kinds of the diseases we go through it, and about the surgery. When we want to treat through Ayurveda about the patients, the Ayurvedic treatments are divided into 2 parts. One is the Satvabje, the second is the Yukti Vyapashre. What is the Satvabje? Satvabje, simply to win the mind, because आयुर्वेदा कहता है कि मन से बढ़कर कोई चीज नहीं है. अगर आपने मन को कंट्रोल कर लिया तो समझिए आपने बहुत कुछ अपने शरीर के अंग प्रत्यंगों को ठीक कर लिया और अपने आप को स्वस्थ कर लिया. और वो बोलते हैं कि इट इज द 99% ऑफ द डिजीजेस आर साइकोसोमेटिक. तो फर्स्ट दे हैड गिवन द प्रायोरिटी टू द मन और द माइंड. सो यू हैव टू विन द माइंड थ्रू द पॉजिटिव थॉट्स और थ्रू द काउंसलिंग. If counseling is not sufficient, then we require some form of medicine, the औषधि. ये मेडिसिन में भी प्लांट ओरिजिन, हम पौधों से भी करते हैं. एनिमल प्रोडक्ट लाइक गोमूत्र का बहुत इस्तेमाल होता है, गोदुग्ध का भी बहुत इस्तेमाल होता है, और हम कस्तूरी का भी बहुत इस्तेमाल करते हैं जो मृग में पाई जाती है. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ एनिमल प्रोडक्ट विच वी यूज. पर जितने भी खनिज पदार्थ हैं, दे वर्क एज लाइक अ कैटलिस्ट. वो एक स्टीरॉइड की तरह काम करते हैं. तो हमें बहुत ध्यान से, बहुत ऑब्जर्वेशन के साथ हमें मिनरल्स का इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. इट इज रिटन, इट इज द अष्टविधि विशेषायतन आर द 6 different types of diagnostic techniques is given in Ayurveda, and I am really 100% sure without any investigation we can diagnose the patient exactly the disease which is diagnosed by the CT scan, MRI or the blood test. But it is really requires a good experience. It requires a clinical experience. When we talk about the nadi, the pulse. पल्स को देखने के लिए हमें क्या करते हैं कि हम 3 फिंगर्स रखते हैं अपने अल्नर नर्व्स के ऊपर. तो उससे दैट 3 फिंगर्स आर डोनेटिंग आवर वाता, पित्ता एंड कफा, बिकॉज वी ऑल नोज द ऑल द डिजीजेस कम्स इन द बॉडी with the imbalance of these 3 doshas, vata, pitta and kapha. So we can know through the nadi. And the second is the mal, the stool. What is the condition of the stool, what is the color of the stool, whether it is sticky, it is mixed with mucus or blood or anything. Then the color of the urine and quantity of the urine we can know very well. And the tongue we call it as it is the mirror of the intestine. और हमारे अकॉर्डिंगली आयुर्वेद के हिसाब से जितनी भी बीमारियां होती हैं वो सब पाचन संस्थान से ही रिलेटेड होती हैं. तो जिह्वा इज अ वेरी बिग डायग्नोस्टिक टूल टू अस. दृक, आईज, आंखों को देखकर भी हमें बहुत सारी बीमारियों को पता चलता है. एंड द फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन. व्हेन अ पर्सन एंटर इन आवर क्लिनिक, कोई भी पेशेंट जब हमारी क्लिनिक में घुसता है, वो कैसे चल रहा है, कैसे बात कर रहा है, कैसे देख रहा है, कैसे बैठा है, कैसा उसका डिस्कशन है, कैसा उसका टच है. विद दैट ओनली वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड द 50% ऑफ हिज डिजीज एंड द रेस्ट ऑफ द 50% with the clinical history and with the pulse examination. Ayurveda works on the Panch Mahabhut theory and the Tridosh theory. Panch Mahabhut are the 5 basic elements which is present in all the living and non-living elements. We call it as a yatha pinde tatha brahmande, yatha brahmande tatha pinde. What is inside the body is in universe, and what is all around is inside the body. These 5 elements are the space, air, fire, water and earth. The space is known as the ether or the akash, represents the voids in the body such as the mouth, nostrils, abdomen, any hollow organs which is specifically dominated by the space or the akash. Air, vayu. Vayu doesn't mean what we are breathing. It is the element which helps in the movement of our muscles and the nervous system. Fire, the agni, which controls the functioning of the enzymes and corresponds to intellect, digestive system and metabolism. Fourth is the water, the jal, the fluids, any kind of liquid which is present in the body, any secretion like saliva, digestive juices is considered as the water or the jal. Earth, the prithvi, the solid structure of the bone and the teeth are known as formed by the earth. So these are the Panch Mahabhut which makes the body. हमारा जो शरीर बना हुआ है वो पंच महाभूतों से बना है, और यही पंच महाभूत वर्क्स टुगेदर इन डिफरेंट वेज टू क्रिएट अ फिजिकल एनर्जीज टर्म्ड एज dosha, the vata, pitta and kapha. Vata is dominancy of air and space mahabhuta, pitta is the dominancy of air and fire, and kapha is the dominancy of earth and water. यहाँ इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि एयर स्पेस है यहाँ पर सिर्फ दो पंच महाभूत है, नहीं, the rest of the 3 mahabhuta is also there but are in a different less ratio. These 3 governs the creation, maintenance and destruction of the body. अगर रस, रक्त, मांस, मेद, अस्थि, मज्जा, शुक्र, ये हमारी 5-7 तरह की धातु हैं और डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ द बॉडी टिश्यूज. इन बॉडी टिश्यूज को बनाने में, उसको मेंटेन करने में और उसको बिगाड़ने में only the work is done by the vata, pitta and kapha. And out of these vata, pitta and kapha, the vata is very important. हम कहते हैं कि कौन, ब्रह्मा तो बनाता है ना सृष्टि को, और विष्णु उसको मेंटेन करता है, और रुद्र रूप किसका होता है, शिव जी का. So everybody has their own Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv in our body. So it is our choice whether you want to maintain it or whether you want to destroy it. If you really go through the Ayurvedic principles, you can maintain your health physically and mentally, but if you don't, then God will help you. So when we talk about Vataj, Pittaj and Kapha, there are certain qualities of the different Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Very rarely, I have never seen anybody is a singular Vata or Pitta or Kapha. It is the combination of either of the 2 doshas or the combinations of the 3 doshas. So that is how we know about the doshaj prakriti, the temperament of the body. Vata is the main dosha which is apart from the कफ एंड पित्त से. क्यों वात को सबसे मेन दोष माना जाता है? बिकॉज वाता हैज अ मोबिलिटी. एक वात है जो पित्त को, कफ को और सब धातुओं को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह घुमाता है, और जिसकी वजह से हमारे शरीर में डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ डिजीज पैदा होती है. इसीलिए कहा गया वायु ना यत्र नियंत्रे, कि वायु है जो हम सबके शरीर को नियंत्रण में लेती है. तो इसलिए वात दोष को सबसे प्रमुख माना गया है. वाता हैज अ 5 क्वालिटीज. इट इज ड्राई, लाइट, cool, rough and subtle. So when we talk about dry and rough, the persons who are vatic, उनका क्या होगा? ड्राई स्किन होगा, उनके नेल्स, हेयर्स बहुत रूखे रूखे से, अजीब से रफ. It is not a good hairs they are having, and their bones are very light and they are very thin bull. स्केलेटन की तरह होते हैं वातज. जितने भी वातिक लोग होते हैं ना, बहुत आसानी से वेट क्या गेन करते ही नहीं है, और उनका वेट जो लॉस होना होता है वो इमीडिएटली ऐसे दौड़कर लॉस हो जाता है कि वो चाहते हैं कि हम थोड़ा वेट गेन करें, बट इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. और इन लोगों के जो एस्ट्रिंजेंट, बिटर एंड पंजेंट जो टेस्ट होते हैं ना, फूड जितने भी विच कंटेन्स दैट एस्ट्रिंजेंट, बिटर एंड पंजेंट, दे इंक्रीजेस द वाता. तो अगर अपनी वात प्रकृति को कम करना है तो इससे ऑपोजिट टाइप के आपको फूड खाने चाहिए, जैसे कि वार्म ऑयली फूड खाना चाहिए, स्वीट डेयरी प्रोडक्ट एंड हनी खाना चाहिए. इनकी जो पर्सनालिटी होती है, इट इज अ वेरी फिजिकली एक्टिव. जितने भी वायु की तरह दौड़ते भागते, बट सडनली दे हैव अ डिस्ट्रैक्शन ऑफ द माइंड ऑल्सो। इनका एक स्टेबल माइंड नहीं होता, अभी यही कह रहे हैं, अभी दूसरी बात कहना शुरू कर देंगे कि नहीं नहीं, दे आर वेरी इम्पल्सिव। And these people are usually are the good teacher and the good performer, because उनकी जो इंटेलिजेंस है ना, बुद्धि बहुत तेज होती है। Then comes the pitta. The pitta is the having a different qualities. They are very hot, but the vatas are very, उनके cold, उनके हाथ पैर बहुत ठंडे रहते हैं। और पित्त, जैसे कि पित्त बता रहा है कि ये हीट पैदा करता है, तो ये इसके जो जितने भी लोग होते हैं उनके हॉट, चाहे सर्दी हो गर्मी हो, उन लोगों को बहुत पसीने आते हैं। वो किसी भी तरह के, मतलब सर्दी में भी वो कहते हैं कि हमें एसी ऑन करके रखो, बर्फ लेनी है, बिकॉज दे फील टू मच ऑफ हीट इन देयर बॉडी। दे आर हैविंग अ वेरी शार्प फीचर्स, बहुत पतले दुबले बट वेल बिल्ड, दे आर वेरी फ्लैशी, और वो बहुत इजीली वेट गेन कर लेते हैं, बट उसी तरह से इजीली वेट भी लूज कर लेते हैं। दे आर ऑल्सो हैविंग अ वेरी लाइट बोन्स, bitter, astringent and sweet, that reduces the pitta. So we should have some kind of food which contains the bitter taste, which have the astringent taste and the sweet in taste, that decreases the pitta. These people are very deep sleepers. They are vivid dreams. उनको बहुत अजीब अजीब से, क्योंकि पित्त जो होता है ना, पाचन संस्थान को कंट्रोल करता है, टू द डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम, तो वो उनको ना बहुत अजीब अजीब से ड्रीम्स आते रहते हैं, बहुत ही। दे आर डीप स्लीपर बट दे हैव अ लॉट्स ऑफ ड्रीम्स। They are very powerful, they are also very intellect, but they are very ambitious. They really love the challenges. Any kind of challenges you give, they immediately accept it. But they are very anger. They have lots of anger. बहुत गुस्सा होता है, एकदम से भड़क जाते हैं, एकदम से शांत भी हो जाते हैं। They have a commonly diseases of heartburn, diarrhea, hyperacidity. These people are like the scientists, lawyers, politicians, very passionate persons. They should not be given too much of fried food. Fresh food should be given, and they should be taken the sweet and the very bland kind of a diet to be given to the Pittaj person. Then comes the Kapha. The Kapha has a different qualities. The slow and steady. They are very lazy. They are very having a too much of sleep. सारा दिन सुलाते रहो. They are very happy, but very happy from their mind. They are very soft spoken also, and their skin is too good. It is like very much, they glow their skin very well. They have a very white teeth, where they have the very thick hairs. They are very tough. They are also very cold. They feel very cold, and they are very heavy. They are usually the obese. They are very pleasing personalities. Usually the artists are the pleasing personalities, and we had seen the Kafaj Prakriti people are, they are turned into the artists, and they get too much of metabolic disorders, the obesity. So they should take a bitter and salty food and do the exercises. So how to know the Prakriti? Prakriti, whatever we are seeing through the pulse, it is the doshaj Prakriti. Doshaj means it is the imbalance of your body, basic disease which it is showing through the pulse, whether it is a balance or imbalance. If you really want to know your actual Prakriti, then it is a genetic also. At the time of conception, what is the mindset of your father and the mother? One thing. Secondly, what is the social environment at that time? And whatever the food the mother is taking at the time of pregnancy. So Prakriti can be defined through the dosh, through the genetic reason, and through our pre-jan or the pre-birth or a body. So apart from these physical doshas, there are three mental or the mansik doshas are also important. These mansik doshas are the sattva, raja, tama, are the basic components of the creation. Sattva, stability, purity, honesty. Rajas is linked with the emotions of the negative emotions like the hate, jealousy. Tamas towards the inertia and darkness. The vibration emitted by anything are dependent on its predominance of the sattva, raja and tama. These also influence the behavior of all the things. The proportion of these components in human being can only be changed by the spiritual. We can't change our Prakriti. It is only when we go towards the spiritual things, then only we can change our tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. According to modern science, the universe is made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. According to Ayurveda, or the spiritual levels are made up of the sattva, raj, and tam. Sattva, as I have already told, it is a purity and knowledge. The sattvic people lives in the service of the society with no expectation. They don't have any expectation, selfless. Okay, and they have a recognition or reward. They don't want any kind of recognition. They don't want any reward. Selfless service, that is the sattvic people. And we talk about the food of the sattvic is जिसमें कोई मसाला नहीं या कुछ नहीं है, only the bland vegetarian diet is the sattvic food. Then comes the raja, is the action and passion. Rajasic people, they always want to gain something and to achieve something. Those are the rajasic. And when we put too much of spicy in the food, the people, they can get the rajasic प्रवृत्ति. These are the foods, the spices. खूब चटपटा, इमली डालो, नींबू डालो, that is the rajasic. And we start the emotions of hate and jealousy. Tamas, as we know, it is the darkness, it is the ignorance and inertia. Tamasic has no problem about stepping on other toes to get ahead or harming society. किसी बात का उसका दुख नहीं होगा. These are the tamasic personality, which we call it as the asur. That is the tamasic personality. So it is not at all good, and we have to really revert it back with the different types of spiritual gurus, and with the different types of sevas we can change. And tamasic food are all the non-vegetarian food is the tamasic. When we talk about the clinical treatment of different diseases, we have to follow different steps. First of all, we talk about the निदान परिवर्जन, कि कैसे सबसे पहला जो भी एक रोग को उत्पन्न करने का कारण है, उस कारण को दूर करिए, तभी आप किसी डिजीज को ठीक कर सकते हैं. तो आयुर्वेदा सेड सबसे पहले निदान परिवर्जन, एंड आफ्टरवर्ड यू हैव टू डिसाइड द मेडिसिन. सो दैट ट्रीटमेंट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू टू पार्ट्स. वन इज द संशमन, सेकंड इज द संशोधन. संशमन मीन्स कंजर्वेटिव ट्रीटमेंट with the help of different exercises, with the help of different food restrictions, and with the help of certain types of medicines which is required to the patient. That is called the Sanshaman therapy. Then the second is the Sanshodhan, which we called it as a detoxification therapy. This detoxification, whenever any disease which we are not able to eradicate with the help of any surgery or with the help of any medicine, then the पंचकर्मा therapies it really helps. ऐसा कहा जाता है कि पंचकर्मा थेरेपी करने से कोई भी शरीर में किसी भी तरह की व्याधि हो, उसको आप जड़ से खत्म कर सकते हैं. बट पंचकर्मा थेरेपी को दो तरीके से हम ले सकते हैं. वन इज द रिजुविनेशन, द सेकेंड इज द थेरेप्यूटिक. या तो हम सिर्फ हमारा शरीर बिल्कुल हेल्दी है, हमने उसको और रिजुविनेट करना है, तो हम पंचकर्मा थेरेपीज ले सकते हैं. या हमारे कोई एक पर्टिकुलर डिजीज हो गई है और उसका कोई इलाज नहीं है, तब हम उसको पंचकर्मा थेरेपी से उस सारे टॉक्सिन्स को शरीर से बाहर निकालकर हम उस डिजीज को ठीक कर सकते हैं. It is the same whether you call it as a panchkarma, Kerala panchkarma, detoxification therapies. The terminology is same for the different types of therapies. As the name indicates, panchkarma, पांच procedures, पांच कर्म. So these are the mainly the Vaman, Virechan, Basti, Shiro Virechan and Rakt Mokshan. Usually the people they says कि हम पंचकर्मा कराकर आए हैं. तो क्या कराकर आए हैं? हमने कुछ दवाइयों की मालिश करी, पोटली की सिकाई करी. This पोटली की सिकाई and the मालिश is not the panchkarma. It is the pre-karma of the panchkarma. It is the preparation of the body to have this panchkarma therapies. That is called as the Snehan and Swedan. The Vaman, to induce vomiting. Vaman is a good therapy for the people who are having a severe bronchial asthma attacks, or they are having a lung diseases or respiratory diseases, where the Vaman to induce the vomiting with the different types of the medicine. It is a very beneficial and we can treat the people. The Virechan, to induce loose motions by giving the purgatives to give the having the loose motion. The Virechan is very good therapy for the skin disorders, autoimmune disorders, the psoriasis, eczema. The basti means holding some liquid in the body in any form. So that may be, if we are holding something over the back, we call it as a kati basti. When we are holding it is in the intestine, then we call it as enemas. These medicated enemas are of two varieties. One is the oil base and another is the decoction base. And these basti treatments are very effective in the cases of rheumatoid arthritis where there is a deformity stage. लोगों के हाथ पैर टेढ़े हो जाते हैं, पैरों से दर्द, और जब rheumatoid arthritis होता है ना, तो there are the different joints are involved where you can't go for the surgery. So that at that position, the basti, the medicated enemas are very effective treatment. The fourth is the shirovirechan. Shirovirechan, something which we are giving through the nasal area. And in these conditions, all the ENT, chronic ENT problems, ear, nose and throat, because we says कि ear, nose और throat का एक ही रास्ता है शीर्षों द्वारा, जो कि कहाँ जाता है, सिर के अंदर, ब्रेन के अंदर. And it really helps in treating different types of chronic ailments regarding to the ear, nose and throat like sinusitis, allergic rhinitis and other. Raktamokshan is a branch of surgical treatment. Raktamokshan means bloodletting in the form of venesection or with the help of jaloka. जलोका से जो दूषित रक्त होता है उसको निकाल देते हैं. So it is one of the branch of the surgery and it is done in the cases of localized diseases like if you have a diabetic ulcer, non-healing ulcers, or you have some kind of eczema which is a localized one, then this Raktamokshan therapy is very good. When we talk about the Vaman, Virechan, Basti, Shirovirechan, Raktamokshan, now I'm just talking कि Vaman इसमें करते हैं, Virechan इसमें करते हैं. It is not a one-day process. It is a minimum 10-day procedure in which there are the 4 to 5 days is required to prepare the body, to make the body to go through these kind of the therapies. Otherwise it doesn't have the effects. ऐसा माना जाता है कि जो भी हमारे दोष सारे शरीर में घूम रहे हैं, जब हम इस विरेचन या वमन थेरेपी को करते हैं तो सारे के सारे दोषों को किसी तरह से चलायमान, वी हैव टू मेक इट मोबाइल and to come into the stomach. When it comes into the stomach, then we do the main treatment. That is, either it is the Vaman, either it is a Virechan, or it is a Basti. So whenever you do the Ayurvedic treatment, it should be customized. If you can say, summarize the Ayurveda, it is a science of life where body, sharir, with sense organs, mind, mana and soul, Atma, come closely together for integration into a यूनियन फॉर लाइफ टू अपीयर. शरीर इंद्रिय सत आत्मा संयोगे ही पुरुष. जब शरीर इंद्रिय मन और आत्मा का संयोग हो जाता है उसी को पुरुष, उसी को चिकित्सा पुरुष कहते हैं. जब तक आत्मा का संयोग नहीं होगा तो आदमी तो चल फिर नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, तो हम उसके ना कोई डिजीज पैदा होंगी ना कुछ उसका शरीर का स्वास्थ्य होगा. तो देन द वर्क ओनली इट विल वर्क्स व्हेन इट इज द शरीर इंद्रिय मन और आत्मा का संयोग होता है. Thank you very much.